When we set up the game, we placed a barred gate miniature on the 100 gold mark around the board. This gate signifies when the game will end. We also have players that have been collecting gold and moving along the gold track. Now, when any player's miniature meets this gate or passes it, the current player will finish their turn. After that, everyone must get out on their next turn, or they're going to be trapped in the dungeon forever. As soon as a player meets or passes this, alarms will be set off, and that outside gate is slowly going to be closing down. And after everybody gets their one last turn, if they're not out of the dungeon, they get no placement at the end of the game. So it's better not to give up. Even though you're in third place, don't give up hope, because these two people in first and second place may not have planned their escape route very well. And if during the end of their turn they don't get out, their miniatures are going to be removed from the gold track. So the person who is in third place now becomes in first place. Also keep in mind that a player going past the marker is not the only way to end the game. There are certain areas that will move this barred gate miniature down on the gold track. So it's possible that even the red player taking their turn, nowhere near first place, may set off something that causes the barred gate to come down past or meet a miniature that's on the gold track. If that's the case, the current player, in this case the red player, will finish their turn. Now, everyone must exit the dungeon on their next turn or they will be trapped. On map number 1, there are 3 ways out of the dungeon. One way is to collect all 3 lockpicks and use an action to step through the door and then use an action to exit off of the board. He will have successfully exited off of the map. Another way is for him to push his way past the guard. Now this is a number 8 guard. So if you're going to do this, it's better to have all of your weapons, have all 3 weapons, because if you only have 2 weapons and you break one, there is no way that you're getting past this guard. The third way is to use the wall of flame jump across here. Here's a zoomed out view of the wall of flame. In other words, what you do is you move into this stairway and roll a die. Well, you'll place an action first, roll a die and see where you land. If you happen to land in flame, you will sacrifice a piece of armor to continue to make rolls to fight your way over here so you can jump down and exit the dungeon. If you don't have enough armor, the flames push you down into the dungeon below, and you cannot use this as a route of escape. On the city map number 2, there are 4 ways out of the dungeon. One way is to fight your way through the brawl in the inn to the other side, and it will also cost you an armor to get past the dog that's at the door. So as you go across the inn and stop, you're going to lose armor, and you also need an armor to get past the dog in order to move out of the inn. There's also a 6 lockpick door, so if you have all the lockpicks, you can simply step out and move off the board. And there's also a number 8 guard here, so if you have all your weapons, you can attempt to fight your way past him to make it outside of the city. The 4th way out of the city is to simply ride the catapult. If you roll 3 dice, and if that total of the 3 dice adds up to 11 or greater, then you will have successfully made it outside of the city.